Hey guys, before this review starts, I just wanted to mention that we are live playing the new Resident Evil 4 at twitch.tv/7slaw, so go over and check that out. Link in the description. Hey, what's going on guys? 7slaw here, and this is going to be my review of the Resident Evil 2 Remake. So overall, this was a great game. I spent about 7.5 hours on it when start to finish, and through the entire thing, I was pretty much shitting my pants the entire time. This game was scary as fuck. I was not ready for it whatsoever. Looking at the Resident Evil franchise historically, I've never been one to play the games, but my friend Jared has been obsessed with them, and I never thought of him as a guy that really was into horror games until I played through this game, and now I realized that that man just likes to shit himself. I'm pretty sure he's got poopy pants right now. It would not surprise me. That's just all I gotta say. So the first thing that I really liked about this game was the atmosphere. I mean, you start off the game in a very closed section where you don't really have much you can do, and it really is just introducing a lot of the concept of the game. And you move over to and this is not a spoiler really, to the main place of this game, which is the police station, the police outpost where everything pretty much happens, and everywhere you go after this is basically connected to this police station, which is something that I really thought was actually a great way to go through the game. And being able to kind of backtrack and go back at any time was very exciting to me, even though I didn't do it that often, because the police station again scared the absolute shit out of me around every single corner, and I tended to never have any ammo, so I never felt really comfortable going back to the police station where there's like hundreds of zombies basically by the end of it. The story to this game was really what I think encapsulated me. This game did a great job of mixing a lot of cutscenes with a lot of good gameplay. There were often times where we'd go from cutscene right into gameplay, then back into a cutscene within the same minute, and I never felt like it was too much. I always felt like it was very well done, especially in the later section of this game where you're going from maybe boss fight to little walking section to cutscene. I felt, even though it was really quick and we got a lot of cutscenes, I really felt that was a good way for them to tell their story. And for somebody who's never played a Resident Evil game before, and for somebody that never played the original Resident Evil 2, I found the story amazing. I loved every beat. It surprised me hundreds of different times, and I really just enjoyed it. The length of the game, again, is very consumable for a lot of players. Right now, the Steam sale's going on as of the date I'm recording this. So if you're watching it during this time, you can go pick it up right now on the Steam sale for I think it's like $7. So it's really easy, very cheap game to get into. And the length of it's about 7 hours. It's really digestible. You can get it done in 2 or 3 sessions. I got it done in 3. We did 3 sessions on my stream over at twitch.tv/7slaw. And yeah, we got through it in 3 different sessions. 2 of them were 2 hours, and one of them was 3.5 hours, bringing us to that 7-hour final mark. And as of now, if you're watching this video, the full unedited version of my entire game playthrough is out on the channel, as well as we have all 4 of the series episodes here on the channel as well right now. So if you want to watch those, you can go watch through them. But yeah, the lengths were amazing. I never felt like we spent too much time in one location. I felt like all 3 of my sections and all 4 of my episodes, they were all spent in different locations, and I really felt like every location got highlighted in its specific episode. There was 4 main locations. One of them was kind of just the extension of the police office. One of them was an underground. The last 2 were underground sections, but they were 2 kind of separate. So there were 2 main beginning sections, and I think what I'd describe as 2 main ending sections, and they were both played extremely well. There was a lot to explore. There were good and interactive puzzles, and just everything was kind of just great for my first playthrough. And as far as replayability goes, there's 2 main characters you can play through. Something I should mention that I probably should have mentioned at the beginning of the review, but there's 2 main playthroughs you can go. There's Leon Kennedy and there's Claire Redfield. I did not play through Claire Redfield. I played through Leon. I was trying to get Leon done for Resident Evil 4, which we're going to be streaming over at the channel. If you're watching this right now, we'll be live over at the channel streaming Resident Evil 4 right now if you want to go watch that. So we'll be doing that, but I wanted to play through Leon's story to get to Resident Evil 4. And yeah, lastly, just going back to the puzzles. The puzzles were amazing. I never felt like I was lost. I never felt like I needed to go onto YouTube and look up how to do the puzzle or ask Jared how to do the puzzle. I feel like they were all really you are definitely capable as a player if you're exploring to find the answers to the puzzles. It might take some time. You might have to backtrack a couple of times, but everything's there. And once you get it, you're like, that was in front of me the entire time. And you can see that through a lot of the episodes we have here on the channel, episode 1 through 4. We have about a puzzle in each one that we kind of go back to a couple of times and then eventually figure it out. Now to the things I didn't like about the game. It was a very, very slow first section. The police station was what took me the longest. The first section of the police station, the first time you go through before you leave, was extremely long and felt drawn out. I wanted to see a lot more of the world, and being confined to just the police section in our police station precinct little main area for the first little bit was a little much for me. I felt like it dragged on maybe just a little bit too long. Going to find all the pieces before you unlock any of the underground sections just took a long time, and I felt like a lot of it was just spent on me dying in the same sections over and over again, which was really annoying. And my second con's got to be unrewarding gunplay. This is a zombie game at the end of the day. And so when I think of a zombie game, I think you should be rewarded for your ability to aim and shoot. And in this game, and I know this is kind of the style of Resident Evil, which is why it kind of sucks that I don't necessarily like it that much, is when you shoot a zombie in the head, I expect the brains to explode or the zombie to be dead. Because it's a zombie. Historically, you have like zombie games where once you get rid of that brain, once you get rid of that head, it's game over, the zombie's gone. And I didn't get that in this game. And that was something that really annoyed me. Because even sometimes you shoot zombies, they fall on the ground, they get back up later. So that made it so when I went back to a lot of sections in this game, that I was getting screwed over by zombies that I had thought that I had killed. And I was really, really satisfied with having killed, that weren't actually dead and had just stood up later and ended up screwing me over or biting me or surprising me or scaring me, which I really didn't like. I really like rewarding gunplay, and with me having to get used to it and missing a lot of shots, when I finally hit those headshots, it meant a lot. And knowing that I then didn't even know how many bullets it was necessarily going to take, because I feel like a lot of the time in this game, the amount of bullets it takes to blow up a zombie's head differs. Even with the shotgun, once we unlocked that, it wasn't necessarily guaranteed. So the gunplay was just really not 100% for me. And then one thing I'm really not sure of if I liked or I didn't like is the difficulty. So this is not an easy game. I died a lot, especially in the boss battles. And the reason I say I don't like the difficulty is because I kind of, in a certain way, rushed through the game, right? I wanted to get this game done, and I wanted to have everything edited. I want to have time to do things before Resident Evil 4 came out. And so I rushed through this game in a lot of different ways. I didn't go back for ammo. I left a lot of stones unturned. I definitely did not do a 100% completion of this game. So when it came down to it, I felt like I was constantly running out of ammo and I was constantly getting bit and not having a chance. That is because and that's a byproduct of me not exploring or being scared to explore. And so I got punished for that. And even though that's not necessarily the game's fault, being a player who doesn't necessarily go and do those things a lot of the time, even if I would have taken a lot more time into it using the cost benefit reward basis, really left a sour taste in my mouth with a lot of the sections, especially the final boss fight. I'm not going to spoil anything, but when I was editing through that section, I spent an hour trying to fight that boss until I finally figured it out. And a lot of that was due to that high level of difficulty and not having enough resources to really do that boss fight. And I think the way they intended it to, but that's kind of my fault and their fault. So that's why I'm neither putting that on a pro or a con side. But yeah, that's what I thought about the game. If I had to give it a score, I'm going to go with an 85% for Resident Evil 2 Remake. I really enjoyed it. I know I said a lot. There was only 2 cons and there's 6 pros that I had for it. It truly is an amazing game. It's up there with a game that every single gamer should want to play. It's a really low story, so it doesn't take that much time to get through. It's something everybody should play, as I just said. And yeah, overall, give it that 85. I really enjoyed it. Without further ado, yeah, this video is going to be done. But if you want more content or you want to watch some Resident Evil 4 content, we are live right now on stream. So if you guys want to go check that out, we're live on stream right now. So, it's in the description, twitch.tv/7slaw. Yep, we'll be over there. But yeah, later everybody. Deuces.